Alright guys, Commando Lock has just sent me a sample of their newest product. And I gotta tell you, at least from the outside, this thing really looks impressive. I've always been impressed with Commando Locks. They've always been pretty difficult to pick. And I think this one is going to be even more difficult because this one has 10 security pins in it. Very cool. Military grade, total ultimate. And again, I don't know who awarded these stars here, but in looking at it and reading the packaging, I mean, we obviously have a new Shackle Guard. This is all zinc plated. It's all steel, but plated with zinc, so it's for anti-corrosion, it appears. So very cool. Comes with a lifetime guarantee, so they got a pretty high level of confidence in their product. These are all made in the United States, a variety of different. I picked several of these on video, and like I said, always been impressed with the quality here. Let me go ahead and, well, in addition, they sent this very cool sticker. I have to find, it almost looks like a Ranger tab. Very cool sticker. I have to find some way to hang that up. And probably most important to you, I don't know if they intended for me to share this, but they made the mistake of putting it in the box. So you got their website, and then here's the important part. If you're looking to buy anything, at least until they nullify this, when they found out I gave it away, Commando Web 10 is the discount code. Gives you 10% off if you decide to order. So take advantage of that, at least until they cancel it. Let me cut this guy out, and let's see how resistant this new Total Guard Ultimate really is. All right, guys, I took this out of the package a second ago, and right away I realized something kind of unusual, and that would be this Shackle Guard. Normally on these, there's one side of it that's cut away, so that when you open the lock, you can pull the shackle up and you can rotate it out to open the lock. This one doesn't have that, and of course that adds a lot of security because that's less of the shackle that's exposed or vulnerable to bolt cutting or saw or, die grinder. The only part that's exposed would be the part that's wrapped around your shackle or your heavy-duty chain, so that would kind of be protected by that. But that still leaves us with the trouble of, if a chain is through there, I mean, it doesn't fall off. How do we get that off of there? Now, we've known for a while that Commando Lock has replaceable shackles. Pretty simple. All you do is you rotate it like so, and then you rotate your key completely counterclockwise, the opposite of the way of locking. So counterclockwise, and at that point, it comes out, and you can remove the shackle. Put it back together, put your chain or your shackle, slide the Shackle Guard back onto it, and then just slide it back in there. And you have to align that groove with the ball bearing. So again, you just turn it till it lines up, and like so, rotate it around, and you're locked back up. Very cool. Yeah, that's a real good use of the replaceable shackle feature because it adds a lot of security, not having half of the Shackle Guard cut away, doing the thieves' work for them. At least they didn't do that. All right, let me get back on track. Let's see if we can clamp this up and see if we can get it picked. All right, guys, this is my second attempt on this thing. I learned a couple things. It still works, by the way. Still locked. First of all, the way the keyway is oriented, I learned that I can't simply use a bottom of the keyway tensioner because, as you see, it kind of rolls around into the workspace there. Not really the right thing to do. I tried using top of the keyway as well during the first attempt, but it puts it so close to the first pin that made it hard to access, and so that really turned out not to be the way. I finally settled on using a top of the keyway tensioner, but right here in the bottom. And what that does is it gives me all the workspace on the top. It also prevents my pick from sliding down that ski slope and ending up in the gutter, which was quite a problem that first try. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. The lock is not friendly at all. It does not give any feedback. At least the first time through, I didn't have any fault sets. So here we go, light tension. I tried heavy tension, that did not work. Looking for a binder, and it feels like number 4. Ooh. If that's not an overset, I don't know what is. Pin 2. Lightening up on my tension here. All right, that was pin 1. Felt the slightest turn. I don't know if it turned or if my tensioner slipped. There we go, a little counter rotation there. No, nothing, no. I got a click out of it and no further counter rotation, so I don't know what's going on. This is not a friendly lock. You get binders, and that is the only feedback you get from this. So my binder right now seems to be number 1. Oh, that is definitely fault set. Not an open, though. Looking for counter rotation. This is the first time this has happened. Nothing. All right, everything is totally bound up. I mean, let me tighten up a little more. I am really putting very little tension. I am really putting a lot of torque. I am not getting any feedback, though. All right, there's a binder. It's number 3. I'm going to undo the core a little bit. I think I'm probably caught on something. Try not to lose this, what little fault set it's given me. Come on. Oh! It's almost like that was a trap pin. And I don't feel anything else binding, guys. There's a real high one right there, pin 2. Let's try it. Let me undo the core a little. There we go. Nothing. Okay, now the ones in the back are back down. Almost surely some kind of sharp edges on these guys. Ooh. Again, I got a nice click, but nothing. All right, there's pin 2. He's the only binder. The rest of them seem like they're almost all the way at the top. I'm going to get the pick positioned, lighten up, and undo the core a little bit. And definitely trapped. Now everybody in the back is down again. Yeah, I will take it, and I have no idea what happened. Absolutely no idea. I'm at 455 plus 10, so 1455 to 100% by luck get an open on this guy. And there we go. All right, I definitely want to know what's inside of here. I'm going to, now obviously with these rivets, I have to grind the rivets off. I'll destroy the lock, but hey, it was a gift, right? Let's find out what in the world Commando Lock has put in here to make these cores so tricky. All right, guys, took quite a bit of hammer and chisel action. You had to break off the bottom 2 plates, the rotation restrictor, and then 1 additional plate until it gets you access. After, of course, grinding off all of those rivet heads. So we still got those holding the rest of this together pretty well. One thing to keep in mind, though, after you pick it, remember it comes open, but it still has the shackle. So then you actually have to rotate it back the other direction, pick it one more time in order to remove the shackle and the shield so you can take it off of, the door hasp or the chain. So I'm too lazy to do that. I went ahead and used the key because I wanted to get a look at this. We picked it once and it was hard enough. All right, pretty simple looking core. And indeed, it is only a 5-pinner. Kind of a unique actuator on the back of there. All right, so it's embedded inside of there. So you're not going to be bypassing this dude, I don't think. Well, no thinking about it. You will not be bypassing this. All right, so I've got to figure out, we got a little, I'm going to use my Sparrow's tool. It worked once, it might work again. Or at least get it started. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and take the key, slide it in there, rotate it, and find a decent follower. I may have trouble with one quite that deep. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I can grab one here, I'm going to take a shim, put it on top to bridge that gap so the pins don't fall in when I try to push this, because you can see that there's going to be a little, actually two gaps. One for the circlip and then once in between the tensioner. So let's let this hopefully slide out. Gosh, it's an unusual size core. Dang it. All right. This one's a little smaller diameter. Let's try it. There we go. And success so far. All right. Do we have 10 security pins? Let's find that out. Don't need those stinking keys no more. Definitely serrated. Deep serration. Nice deep serrations on this guy. Got a double. Another double serration. Double. And a single. And I don't see anything in the core. No undercuts or anything. I kind of expected it, to be honest with you, on how rough that was to pick open. All right, so here we go. So we got half of it's true so far. All right, look at this. That just barely pushes above the shear line. So really weak spring on that one, probably by design. Come out of there. Oh, I see what's wrong. Hard to see this through the camera lens, but my shim is still in the way. All right, now let's try it. Yeah, pretty weak spring on that first guy. And again, we got serrations on him. Number two, again, a weak spring, making it easy to overset. Again, it's a spool. Now, I did not expect to see a spool because I got no counter rotation. It's a very narrow spool. Might have just felt like a very large serration. Again, a weak spring on chamber 3. Another nicely serrated. Get over there. Let's flip it around and start from the other side so we can get some decent light on it. All right, number 5. Nice spring on that one. He shot up higher than any of the others. As you can see, a nicely serrated pin there. We flip him around the right way. And the last one barely breaks the shear line, and it looks like another spool. Yep. And the way he flops, he's a little smaller diameter than the hole. Uh-oh. There he is. I'm going to take a closer look at him. Nothing else unusual in here. Tiny little spring. All right, let's take a close look at this guy. I'm going to try to look at him, maybe not through the camera lens. It doesn't always work out for me. But trying to find out if he is a mushroom. It doesn't make any difference in terms of picking, but it would tell me that they're being a little bit creative over there at Commando Lock. It does not look like it. Maybe you guys actually see this about 10 times larger than I do, but I don't think that that is a mushroom pin. I think that's a straight up spool. All right, guys. I can't imagine why this was so difficult. We actually should have gotten feedback on 2 of these pins, on number 2 and number 4, because both of those were spools. Admittedly, all the bottom pins were serrated and all the rest of the top pins were serrated, but I just never, in spite of picking for 14 or 15 minutes and all told, I never got any counter rotation on this. I just got very shallow faults set, which led me to believe that I was stuck in one of these large serrations. Anyway, guys, appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay legal. Commando Lock, I'm sorry to have destroyed it, but I needed to know what was inside. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe, stay legal, and yeah, if you want to buy them, don't forget to use this code before it expires. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, as usual, I always forget something. Obviously, we are giving away a lock this week. No, not this lock, but one of these locks. Enjoy talking about Commando Lock, but this is probably what you guys would like to win. This is a brand new training lock. This is a 6-pin Ultimate Challenge lock donated by LearnLockpicking.com to the lock sport community. They give them to me. and then I give them away to you guys. For those of you new guys who've never seen one of these dedicated training locks, it's a progressive training lock. All 6 of the cylinders are threaded, and then you put your pins in there, put your springs in there, and then all the replacement parts are included, to include a lot of different security pins. So you might pin up 1 or 2 with normal pins. When you learn how to pick that, then you pin up 3, learn that, 4, etc. Keep going. When you learn standard pins, then you move on to security pins. Everything is in here, serrated pins, spool pins, even T-pins in these new kits. So great, great training aid. If you want to key it up, just to try the key or maybe bump key it, it does come with a set of keys with the dedicated pins for that key, as well as a bunch of repair parts. A lot of extra plugs. Those things, you tend to drop them, or at least I do. They go into the bench to the most inaccessible places. So they give you a lot of repair parts. They give you a wrench to open it up with, and then plenty of extra stuff. Anyway, guys, that will be the giveaway. I'm not going to waste time sending this busted up Commando lock to you, but I will send this LearnLockPicking.com Ultimate Challenge Lock. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe and stay legal and stay around. I'll tell you how to win this stuff. All you need to do is navigate to locklab.com, the tribal website, and scroll down in the middle of the page. You'll see all the giveaway buttons, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the one you're looking for is the Weekend Review giveaway, purple band. Just click on it. It'll take you to the registration page. Again, scroll to the bottom, put in a good email address, so if you win, I can get in touch with you, let you know. Put in a username, doesn't matter what it is, and click Submit. When you're done, you'll get a green check mark confirming your entry. Thanks, guys.